Hello, and thank you for joining us here on the Neutral Zone. I am Phil Milani, joined as always by my trusty sidekick, my partner in crime. Really, the best way to describe this person is my everything. It's at Eric Dalala.
Phil, great to be with you.
It is nice to be with you. It's off season. Things are a little more relaxed around here.
Casual.
It's nice.
It's great.
You're not wearing a blue quarter zip with a blue polo.
I just have a blue polo this week.
Some people got upset about that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we get straight to the YouTube comments
Get to
here?
the comments.
Let me see. Somebody said, first of all, Nick Laser says, Phil just seems high or drunk and it's hilarious.
High or drunk?
I was just like a little bit
Goofy.
I had the giggles.
Yeah, you did.
Nick Thompson, though, says, come on, Eric, blue quarter zip over blue polo. I had to tape over the right half of my phone screen to watch the show without getting a headache.
Oh, my gosh. Sorry, people don't know what fashion is.
What would force you to tape something, to block something on your screen? What would it be?
Anything that you're in.
Oh, so you think that maybe he had both sides of it?
Yeah, he couldn't see anything. He just listened. In which case, you might as well go to
nice.
Apple Podcasts.
You almost said Apple iTunes.
Yeah,
that would be dumb.
that would be really dumb. Good thing I didn't say it.
You know, it's the summertime and we're continuing our discussion on fruit.
Uh-huh.
Charles M. I'm sitting on my sofa watching the show being cast onto a big screen.
Nice.
So kind of the reverse of what you were just saying.
The Agnetti.
In my home in Palisade. Yes, Palisade peaches are the best tasting peaches of all time. Apologies to Georgia and the Ozark region of the country. I've tried them all, and we've got you beat hands down. Go Broncos.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that the Ozarks grew peaches.
I didn't know that either.
I thought they just did like lakes and golf courses and.
Well, you're a big fan of the Georgia peach, I think.
Right? I do like a good Georgia peach.
You like to spend some time in the Atlanta area, right?
I've been there before.
Yeah. Evelyn Vasquez, you guys are great. You're funny. Love it.
Nice.
That's nice.
Kind.
Jax Ross.
Okay.
Since everyone seems to take shots at you, I think you do a great job on the podcast, Phil. Lol. Eric, you do too. Just showing Phil some love.
The lol made it really seem serious, you know?
Daniel Page commented on a lot of these.
Did he?
You went in and did some nice commenting. He goes, it's spelled F-I-L now.
Yeah.
So that is true. I think people are
they're coming around.
on. I think they're catching on. Metembale says, O for cheese and rice, preternatural. It means beyond what is normal or natural. Whatever.
You and Manambali, you got a little thing going.
Like
you got a thing going.
No, I like him. I think that he gets our humor, and it's very funny just commenting through. I enjoy it. Let's see, just a couple more here. Garrett Robertson, you guys are hilarious.
Thanks, Garrett.
Thank you. Cameron Shiro, you guys do a great job, make a great show. I like the randomness and the shenanigans that happen throughout. A lot of shenanigans on this one.
Yeah, those are for Rick Owens. I don't know if he listens anymore.
Yeah.
He might be bye-bye.
What do you think this one means, Eric? J. Prez Bronk.
J. Prez Bronk?
J. Prez Bonk. Bronk.
Bonk or Bronk?
Bronk.
Okay. Bronk Osweiler?
Yo, Phil getting thick. A lot of C's.
How many C's?
A lot of C's. What do you think it means?
I think you
good
know.
thick or bad thick? That's what I was.
I think if there's no K, it's a good thick.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. I'm trying to get ready.
They
for
say
the
that
season.
about a lot of celebrities. Like, oh, they're thick.
Yeah.
That's good.
Trying to get thick for the season.
You trying to add some more C's?
Just because it's kind of like when a bear goes into hibernation, Eric. You got to get ready for hibernation. That's what I do before the season starts. Zach Carroll, when are these guys going to arm wrestle? I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then the final one here from Adam Kern. Read this comment next week or I'll stop watching forever.
Adam,
There you go, Adam.
you silly guy.
Gotcha. Now you got to keep paying attention here. So,
Well, how do you feel about threats?
threads or I'll stop watching. Yeah. It's kind of like those things that are like, retweet this or your whole family will die. And you're like, what? You know,
and back in the day, it was forward this email to like 17 people, or the clown will come out of your bathroom at night.
Yeah. Exactly.
I didn't like those. You forward those or no?
No, I don't.
No. But back in the day when you were a kid,
not believe in those.
They didn't have email when you were a kid, but when I was in middle school,
postage.
When I was in middle school, and I'd get one of those. You were rattled for everybody was getting that.
Are you superstitious a little or no?
Just a little stitious.
Yeah. I would say I tend to be a little superstitious, but I try to minimize it because I know it's being ridiculous.
Yeah. Those are the emails, like, I haven't thought about that in decades.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now it's just
now
in my
you're
head.
A little now. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. I was saying particularly in hockey, you feel a little superstitious.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch the Avs play, which shout out to the Avs.
Up 3-1.
As we're recording this, 3-1.
Kadri.
Couldn't have written a better story.
I don't think I could do a podcast with a broken thumb.
No, if you had surgery on your thumb, you would be out for like 4 months.
Yeah.
You certainly wouldn't be able to type or like take photos. Like if you had to take photos for something.
Me?
Yeah.
Take photos. Your thumb is always really protected because you're always sucking on it in the office.
Because I'm a big baby.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Got it. I see. Yeah. I don't think so.
You're like Dad.
I do get a little superstitious about that, but I wonder if people get superstitious watching the Broncos.
The podcast?
Not the neutral zone, but just like the actual
team. Oh, I'm sure you got to wear your same jersey.
You got to do this, yeah. Sunday morning, you got a little ritual, you know.
Yeah.
I asked Todd Davis. You know Todd Davis?
Of the Broncos postgame show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Famous from the
Famously of the Broncos postgame show.
I asked him one time, I said, were you ever superstitious as a player? And he said at the beginning of his career, he was superstitious. He had like this whole ritual he'd go through. But then he said he stopped because if one thing was wrong with the ritual, like it would get in his head.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? And so like he don't like that part of it where like just like one little thing throws you off.
So like that Atlanta game in 2016, like something bad happened with the ritual?
What are you talking about?
The
ritual was on point.
Just kidding.
I remember a Chargers game where he blew up.
That's true. Fourth down.
Play, yeah, in the backfield. So
yeah, he had the time of his life
that day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, was that Monday night?
I think that might have been that game.
Was that the Trevor Siemian, Joey Bosa juke?
I thought Joey Bosa is still recovering from his ankle injury.
Anyway, let's talk about what we're going to talk about on this episode. Because, it's off season. We got to make up stuff. That's sort of what we do. So
that's different than in the season when we make up stuff.
Exactly. I thought maybe it'd be fun to draft an all-time Broncos team.
Okay.
We'll take turns.
Yeah.
Today we'll do the offense.
Okay.
We're talking about players in their prime for one season. We're drafting them. Here.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
So all offense.
One season in their prime.
This is who.
11 players.
11 players.
Back and forth.
We're gonna go back and forth. We're not gonna go position by position.
No, there's some. You got to do some strategy.
Strategic.
Maybe you want to take a center to start.
It's possible. You just never know.
You really don't know.
Yeah, the options are
limitless.
Really endless. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do this episode.
Okay.
We'll have a fun little back and forth. Watching, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll type the teams up and put them on Twitter or something.
Yeah. It could be fun.
You can vote for my team because it's going to be the better one.
I highly doubt it. I doubt it so much because do you know who John Jornad is?
Uh-huh.
He sent in a nice little email this week, said I was right.
You going to draft John Jornad?
I was right about something. And that probably took a lot for him to do that.
Yeah. Well, the odds of you being right about something 2 weeks in a row.
I believe it was just I was right about nectarine. So not really anything about the
Nothing important. Got it.
Yeah. Nectarine.
Our friend from Palisade said you're wrong.
He likes Palisade peaches. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let us know. We'll go back and forth here. Quarterback, running back, tight end, 3 wide receivers, 5 offensive linemen.
That's right.
And we'll just we'll
just see what happens.
See what happens.
Could be really entertaining. Could be terrible.
Eric, tell NZ Nation all the ways they can get involved in the show.
Oh man, there's a lot.
A lot of ways.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you can smash that subscribe button. You can leave a comment.
The Broncos official YouTube page.
Read the comments right here on the air as you just did.
Some great comments. I love the comments.
The comments are great.
I live for the comments.
I like how people can interact with each other in the comments.
NZ Nation really comes together. It's a nice little community there.
Yeah, everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having fun.
We get a lot of comments. It's nice.
A lot of comments. You could also, if you don't want to interact with anybody, you could leave a voicemail at 707 neutral. You call in. You don't talk to anybody.
Ben Swanson
he's at like an artist convention this week.
Yeah,
they're summit.
Learning about some new oil
pastels.
Techniques.
Yeah. So you call in. There's a beep. I guess there's two beeps. According to our friend
I think there's two
Zach
beeps.
with a C.
Yeah. Maybe he hears a beep in his head. Zach.
There's like a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. I think that's what throws him.
Got it. Leave a voicemail. We'll play it right here on the air.
Yep.
Unless Ben Swanson says not to. You can also leave an email at neutralzoneshow@gmail.com.
That's a nice way to do it.
Yeah, you formulate your thoughts. You edit it a little bit. You let it sit there. You come back to it.
Yeah.
We always appreciate the emails. Or Phil, you can interact with us directly on Twitter at Eric Delila with an A.
Yes.
At Phil Milani with a PH.
Non-traditional
spellings.
Yeah. Hard to find.
Really? Yeah, it is hard to find.
Yeah, but non-traditional spellings.
And then there's at Broncos Podcasts.
What?
Everybody's following that. That's the official.
That's a big one.
That's the official podcast Twitter account.
Got it. For all the podcasts.
Dozens of people are following it.
A lot of people are following.
A lot of people.
Huh? Yeah, that's a good way. This show, it's all about
interaction.
Yeah, we're not just here spewing stuff. It's a back and forth here. So we'll do the offense this week. We'll do defense next week. But let us know who.
Defense is a little harder, I think.
Defense is much harder. Yeah, I think. So
because you only like the guys that score touchdowns.
Those are the guys Those are the only ones I know.
Yeah.
So let's just jump in here on our draft conversation. The Broncos' all-time offense.
Okay.
One season, Eric.
One season.
Prime of their career.
Prime of their careers.
Let's go.
Is this win one game or win one season?
I think for the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that could be different. One game could be different than
one game would be different.
Yeah, okay. You want to flip a corner? You want to arm wrestle?
I think you could go ahead and start.
Oh, that's how confident
I'm in a generous mood.
Okay.
Because it is pretty big to get that first.
And to clarify, like if I draft a center to start, you don't have to take the other center. You can do whatever you want.
I can do whatever I want. Yeah. And this is just to assemble the best Broncos team of all time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
This might surprise you, Phil.
Uh-huh.
Because I think there are certainly positions on the field that are more valuable than this position. But I think the gap here is really big.
Yeah.
I'm taking Shannon Sharp with my very first pick.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, interesting. I wasn't sure you were going to go that way. So Shannon Sharp is on your team.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'll take Tom Nalen.
Oh, wow.
Because I do think the gap after Tom Nalen is hands down the best center of all time. And the gap after him, it's like you kind of aren't sure.
Yeah, but center's not a very valuable position.
It's not, but the tight end, this is more about the gap, if you ask me.
Okay.
Just so that I can assemble the best possible team, I'm taking Tom Nalen.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
The best possible team after my really good team.
No, this is my team.
Okay.
So I got Tom Nalen.
Tom Nalen. I'm going back to a position of value.
Okay.
Gary Zimmerman.
Okay, I thought that was the other spot I was thinking about.
You were like, center's more valuable.
The gap. No, I'm just saying the gap. Is,
so I have Shannon Sharp and Gary Zimmerman. You have Tom Nalen.
Correct.
Okay, I'm just recapping.
Tom Nalen should be a Hall of Famer at some point.
Yeah, Tom Nalen's a great player, Ring of Famer.
Door,
Tom Nalen is a great player.
Calm down a little bit.
I'm keeping track of what we're saying.
Yeah. Okay. So then the next position I think I'll take Terrell Davis.
Okay.
The Hall of Famer, 2,000-yard season, Eric. So if I'm thinking about for one season, I'm going to take TD.
Okay.
Are you keeping track?
I don't want to.
You keep track.
I don't want to pick somebody that you've already picked.
You try and keep track of the team so that we could talk about it.
So I have.
You've got Gary Zimmerman.
I got Shannon.
And Shannon Sharp.
And Zimmerman.
Yeah.
You've got Nalen and TD.
And Terrell Davis.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, this is where it gets a little tricky.
No, it gets a little tricky.
You
can go ahead.
I am going to go with Rod Smith.
Oh. You think he's the best wide receiver of all time?
I mean, he's the
for one season.
Yeah, I think I want Rod in there. I like
Okay,
Rod.
go ahead.
Maybe not the
Take
most
it.
physically gifted, but I like
We're going to
having-
pick 3 wide receivers.
3 wide
just to be
receivers.
clear.
I like
So
having
you
Rod.
wanna take-
I like having
you wanna
Rod.
take that.
Yep.
Okay, great. I'll take Demaryius Thomas then.
Okay. See, I was wondering if you didn't take
I'll take
DT
Demaryius.
there, I was going to go back-to-back wide receivers.
Yeah, of course you were.
Yeah, of
No,
course
I know you would.
Okay.
You would do something like that.
I would. I'm going to stick with the wide receiver position
Okay.
and go with Brandon Marshall.
Okay, that was my number 2.
Need some athleticism.
That's pretty
there.
good there, Eric. I think that was a nice pick.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, so you got Rod Smith and Brandon Marshall.
Yep.
Okay, I think that I'll go back to wide receiver as well.
Okay.
Okay, and I think I'll take Lionel Taylor.
Oh, okay. He was next on my board.
Yeah, I think I'll take Lionel Taylor. He had 12 touchdowns in 1960. So
Yeah.
This guy's an athletic freak.
Yeah, Lionel Taylor's.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue he should be higher among the receivers.
So I got
Great player.
DT and Lionel Taylor.
Yeah, and I've got Rod and Brandon Marshall.
Because, Eric, I will say, I do think that there's a notion that maybe some people are going to get upset watching this and be like, you guys know there was football before like 1997.
No, Lionel Taylor is
So
a tremendous pick.
I'll just, to cancel that out.
Cancel it out.
I'll say-
to preempt the anger.
Yeah, exactly. I'll say Lionel Taylor.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
I'm gonna, not to say that there are not other important positions, but because I want this guy on my team, I like what he brings to the field.
Oh.
I'm gonna finish out the wide receiver.
Okay.
I want a guy that can play in the slot.
Oh, okay.
I want Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh, wow. I wasn't thinking that you'd go there. Interesting. Okay. So now I don't really need to pick another
No, you
wide
don't. You don't have
yeah,
to.
because you've got all those
Because
guys.
you can go somewhere else.
Okay. I guess this is an opportunity to get the top guy somewhere else.
Top guy, yeah, somewhere.
Let's see. I'll go. I'll go Mark Schlereth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Our
guard.
friend,
Yeah.
friend of the podcast.
Friend of the show, Mark Schlereth.
Okay. So I need to take an offensive lineman here, probably. I'll go Luis Vasquez,
Okay.
former All-Pro.
Nice. Okay.
Get one of those. I think that's my second offensive lineman there.
Yep. And I'll go another guard because you can't just take all offensive line, right?
No, you
they're
need
by
somebody-
Position,
yeah,
right. Okay. Yeah. So then I'll take for my other guard position. I'll take Dan Neal.
Okay.
He was the right guard for the Broncos Super Bowl teams in the '90s. Long time right guard there. So
Okay.
I'll take Dan Neal
Okay. So you've got both your guard spots.
and center. I get the center of the.
So really, the only positions that have not had a player picked are right tackle,
Yeah,
which is kind of
it's a hard spot.
yeah,
I don't really
and quarterback.
quarterback. Yeah, that's true.
And so I have to choose here. Do I want to make you choose the quarterback first, or do I want
You
to?
can do whatever you'd like to do.
A lot of franchises, Phil, I think quarterback would be the first position you take.
Yeah.
Like if you were doing an all-time Seahawks draft, for example,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is going number one because
I agree.
the other options are like if you're doing a New England Patriots draft, Tom Brady is going number one.
I think because the gap.
The gap.
This is a lot about the gap.
The gap here
In Denver?
in Denver is not huge.
It's not huge.
Now here's a clarifying question. Does it have to be like the Peyton Manning? If I took Peyton Manning, do I have to take a year of his play from Denver, or can it just be any time?
No,
in his
I think
career?
it has to be from Denver.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'd have to take like his 2013 season.
Well, I don't think you could say I want 2013 Peyton. It's just that
right, but that age.
this the 4 years that he was in here.
So like it's
here,
an
you're
average of one of those years or something
sort
like
of,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so if we're doing that, I'm gonna go with John Elway.
Okay, I think that was nice. That was good. I was going to take John over Peyton anyway,
Yeah.
so I would have done that. But so now I'll take Peyton. Well,
You don't have to take Peyton. no.
yeah, I don't. Well, I think now we're at the point where we're just
Right tackle
picking
is
guys
really
now.
the only one that.
Yeah.
So I took John.
I'm trying to think about a good right tackle. You know, on some of these teams, you know, there's not been
Yeah.
just like a really good.
I had to go to the Broncos' 50th anniversary team, take a look at the top 100 to figure out who should
who
be
are
there.
well, okay. I'm trying to think.
You didn't go that route.
I did not. Let's see. Okay, I'll go with Peyton Manning. I'll just say
Okay,
I'll start knocking
take
these
Peyton.
off. So Peyton Manning.
Okay. Okay, so I still need to select some of these other positions. Well, I'll just go ahead and do running back.
Okay.
Obviously, Floyd Little, Hall of Famer, second leading rusher in franchise history. Great player. I'm not going to pick him here. For one season, I'm going to go with Clinton Portis.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
He's,
That's what I was gonna say.
after TD, Clinton Portis has, I think, like the third and fifth most rushing yards in a season. He has that explosive ability. No disrespect to Floyd Little, of course, but
No.
I think Clinton Portis, man, running behind some of these guys, running behind
Really
Gary
good.
Zimmerman. Whew!
You like that, huh?
So Clinton Portis for me.
Okay, you take Clinton Portis. Okay. I guess I'll take my final wide receiver here, Eric. This one was
I
kind
know
of
who
hard
you're taking.
trying to find. This one was kind of hard.
Was
I
it?
think. Yeah, it was hard. Because I was trying to think, okay, am I just like era biased here? Like, how do I feel?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take Eric Decker, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's who I think I'm going to take.
So
was-
no Eddie Mack.
Not no. Actually, the guy I was debating between was Eric Decker or Anthony Miller. Anthony Miller, really good. Had one big season. I think he had 14 touchdowns in one season. He is tied with Demaryius Thomas for the most.
So
in
no.
one season. So that's what I was sort of thinking.
Yeah. Wow. None of the three amigos.
None of the three amigos. No. That tells you how good John was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That,
John, yeah.
I mean, the three amigos were good, but not like all-time greats
Right.
here, if we're picking an all-time offense.
Right.
But I do think there's a little bit of a recency bias.
Oh, of course. I mean, how could there not be?
Who are yours? I'm sorry. It was Brandon Marshall,
Brandon-
Rod Smith,
Brandon Marshall, Rod Smith, and Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Because the other person you could have gone with was Brandon Lloyd.
Yep.
Who was really good in 2010.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
some talented guys who like put it together for a season, who had like really good seasons. That kind of like skews it a little bit.
Emmanuel, I mean,
'Cause-
Emmanuel did a lot with Peyton, obviously, but then
Yeah.
when he played here
Post.
with Trevor, with Brock, with Case Keenum, he
There's a
still
lot of them,
did some really good things.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
You put him with John Elway in his prime.
You think it would have been
I think
nice.
that'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
And Emmanuel's he's like a fiery, emotional leader.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
This team doesn't need these all-time teams.
They don't need
They
leaders.
don't need that like that.
Got it.
They're all leaders.
Okay. So back to me. I'm going to go ahead and take a right tackle.
Okay.
Matt Lepsis, 133 starts. He's the first team right tackle on this Broncos 50th anniversary team. Obviously, a top 100 team member.
Yep.
Jim Sacamano knows his stuff. I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust him here and
Lepsis was
take
a
Matt
good player.
Lepsis.
Yeah, he was a good player. I'll go to tight end now. I'll take Julius Thomas. I think is who I would take.
Wow. Okay.
He was a physical mismatch.
Over Riley Odoms.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's going to
Recency
cause
bias.
some.
You think people are going to?
I think people are going to be upset about that. Riley Odoms is a guy that should be in the Ring of Fame, probably.
Yeah. That's because the career was really solid.
So you want 1 year.
But I'm saying this is for that 2013 season that he had.
Well, and you've got Peyton on your team, so we know Peyton likes to throw him the ball.
That's true. He was just like when it all clicked for him and he was healthy, he was really.
But you said you can't just take the best.
you can't
season.
take that one season, yeah. So you
It's
sort of have to take a lot of his,
accumulation and average.
yeah. But when he was,
It was
healthy,
very
if he's
surprising
healthy, I think
surprising that after he left Denver, he didn't do a whole lot.
well. He did not do well. It did not go well.
It was
for him.
surprising.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think
you
Julius Thomas.
took Julius Thomas.
Yeah. The Broncos have not really had a tight end that was like that in a while now.
No.
Would you say?
I mean,
Noah
Noah Fant
Fant
was
was-
supposed to be that guy.
Yeah.
I think there were moments,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the
Hasn't
consistent.
Maybe it'll be.
We
like
do
an
love
Albert
Virgil
O
Green,
when it
but
clicked.
he's a-
Verge was awesome.
yeah, he was a blocker.
Yeah.
He just ran you over.
Virgil Green. One time we were out at a community event, Okay, a lot of kids. And he had cut off sleeves. Like he's at like an elementary school, and he's got just his arms out like that. And I was like, "You're scaring the kids. It's too much." And he goes, "I like the look of my physique." That's what he said.
I like that.
Look, yeah, but he did it on purpose because his muscles had muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a tremendously nice guy.
I was like, "You're scared of the children."
Yeah.
They don't,
Big Verge.
People aren't supposed to look like that.
He had a little baby, I think.
Yeah. Did he have a little baby?
I think he had a baby when he was here toward the end of his career.
Yeah. And he also, like during stretch period, the guys used to go out on the field warming up and stuff. He would say some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, he would.
And I appreciated that.
Good for the content.
I'd just be like, "Hey, Verge, how you feeling?"
And he just say some
and
stuff.
He would say, one of the things he liked to say was, "Finish it tonight." And he would say it like that.
Yes.
I enjoyed those. Okay, continue on.
Okay. I mean, we're getting toward the end here.
Yeah, who else you got?
I need a guard. I'm going to go with our friend. You can't have John Elway out there.
Without this guy?
Without Keith Bishop.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take Keith Bishop.
Okay.
Pair him with Luis Vasquez.
Nice.
Got him right where we want him.
Yeah. So I need a left tackle, huh?
You need a left tackle. Yep.
I think I'm going to go with Ryan Clady.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
Ryan Clady, when he was healthy.
An
all-pro.
Really good.
Really, really talented.
I mean, he was on probably a Hall of Fame trajectory. Had that type of talent.
I would say so.
Unfortunate that he wasn't able to stay healthy.
Athletic. Zimmerman, I mean, that's a tough. I think Zimmerman has a nod there, but Ryan Clady was really good.
Yeah.
Going first really kind of was.
Well, you made an error with the Tom Nalen.
Well, who's your center? Are you going to pick a center?
Billy Bryan is my center. Obviously, there's a gap there, but
okay.
But you could have had
center is important.
You could have had because I probably would have taken Rod if Zim was off the board, and so I would have had Shannon and Rod versus you potentially having Zimmerman and TD.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone.
Or you could have had Zimmerman and Nalen because I wasn't going to take Nalen that high either.
You weren't.
No.
So on my mock draft, when I mocked this,
when you mocked
what you were going to do,
yeah, it's like George Payton. He's like in every mock, Tom Nalen wasn't there at 4.
I would say, yeah, exactly. And then
but he would have been.
I had to take him. When he was still there at 1, I was like, whoa.
And your press conference after this is going to be like, we got our number 1 guy on the board.
Because the drop off from the first guy to the second guy, there was no bigger position than Tom Nalen.
No, I don't disagree with you.
The drop-off, Tom Nalen's
a great player. I don't disagree with you. It just so happens that it is huge, potentially the least valuable spot
this is a huge
on the field.
You think center is the least valuable spot? Okay.
It's either a center or a guard.
You heard it there. Hopefully, Sir Lloyd Cushenberry III, our good friend. I hope he's not listening to this.
I mean, it's obviously more important than like I would have taken Nalen over a second wide receiver, but like wide receiver 1, I don't know.
I think my core of my group of wide receivers is strong. I think you made an error with Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
We're not done. You still have one more.
No, you got one more.
No, you have one more. I just picked Billy Bryant at center.
Oh, you just yeah. And for people who don't know, he played 11 years from 77 to 88. I believe he was the center.
I think all you're missing.
I think it's just a right tackle.
Yeah.
This was hard for me because if you're really good at tackle, you play left tackle. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of true. So did you pick another left tackle and just make a move?
No, I didn't. I think I'm gonna go with Evan Mathis.
Oh, okay.
He was the right tackle on the Super Bowl 50 team.
Okay. Ken Lanier is listed as the second team right tackle on the 50th anniversary team. 167 starts.
That could have been nice.
You heard of Ken Lanier?
I feel pretty strong about it. I think Evan Mathis was a pretty good player.
Okay.
1 year in Denver. So I get that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so Evan Mathis
won a nice little Super Bowl. So so
let's go through it.
Yeah, you'd say your team.
Okay, so
do you want to say your whole team, or you want to go position by position?
We'll go position by position.
Okay.
Okay, so at quarterback, I have John Elway. You have Peyton Manning.
Pretty good.
Pretty even.
Pretty good.
Maybe a slight edge to me.
I'm not going to say that.
No,
I'm not going to concede.
It's hard
that.
to say like edge because whoever had the first pick is probably going to have the edge at every.
I'm not going to concede it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at quarterback, I had John Elway. You had Peyton Manning. At running back,
I have Terrell Davis.
I have Clinton Portis.
Yep.
At wide receiver, I have Rod Smith, Brandon Marshall, and Emmanuel Sanders. You have Demaryius Thomas.
Yep.
Lionel Taylor.
Yep.
And Eric Decker.
Correct.
I like your wide receiver core. It's nice.
That's pretty nice. So is yours, but
Yeah.
I mean, these are an all-time team, so it's all going to be nice.
I think you like. What I will say is 1 year, like DT is a physical specimen. Like that guy's incredible. I just wanted to give a nod to Rod because he's the all-time leading.
He is the all-time.
So
you're kind
that's got to count for something.
You're kind of hedging.
A little bit of a hedge.
Yeah.
Okay. Tight end.
there.
I have Shannon Sharp.
One of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Just one of the greatest receivers.
Yeah. He
Greatest
retired
pass catchers.
owning all of the tight end records.
Yeah.
Gronk has done.
Do you think?
Nice.
I think
Congratulations to Gronk on his retirement.
we'll see what your defense looks like, but I think when my team plays your team,
You're nervous about the Shannon.
no, Shannon is going to get on the phone and say,
Call
"Call the National Guard. We're killing Phil's team."
You think so?
Yeah.
He would say that about another Broncos team?
Yeah, you'd be like, "We're killing Phil's team."
Yeah. I mean, tight end is another huge drop-off, and you could argue that the position is more important.
So if you had the first pick, would you have still taken Tom Nalen with the number 1 overall pick?
I was thinking, but I think Shannon was probably the right way to go.
Right choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where the drop. Tight end and center are the two biggest drop-offs. And you could just say, well,
Shannon's impact is massive. It's mega. Okay.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Tom Nalen could be a Hall of Famer.
You have Julius Thomas.
I got Julius Thomas. Okay. Who, when healthy, was really
good. Okay, so now we're moving to the offensive line, I think.
Yep.
At left tackle,
You got Zimmerman.
I have Gary Zimmerman. You have Ryan Clady.
Yep.
At guard,
I have Mark Schlereth.
you have Mark Schlereth.
You have Keith Bishop. Okay.
Well, I have Luis Vasquez. I took Luis Vasquez.
I think Luis Vasquez is a right guard.
Well, I think we're just saying guards.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But yes, my guards are Luis Vasquez and Keith Bishop. Yours are
Dan Neal and
Mark Schlereth.
I think that John might be nervous back there. And
behind my guys?
Yeah, and same with Clinton. Yeah, he might be going just behind Gary Zimmerman that entire. He's like, let's run it left.
Wow. I'm going to walk down and tell Keith Bishop that you're doubting his abilities. He's going to revoke your security clearance to get in here.
And then my center is Tom Nalen.
I have Billy Bryan.
Oh, okay.
Obviously. Okay. You're just disrespecting the second best center.
We'll have to see what my defense looks like, but if I got a guy similar to Aaron Donald, right up the middle.
When did Aaron Donald play for the Broncos? Yeah, that's okay. They can double team.
Maybe you could pull Zimmerman and have him be in the middle.
Okay.
Maybe that's what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're right.
I'll say we saw Luis Vasquez at whose Hall of Fame ceremony was that? Peyton and Steve's.
I saw him there, and then also saw him at DT's memorial.
He still looks like he could play.
Most definitely.
That guy is jacked.
I one time accidentally bumped into him post game, like out on the field, and it was like hitting a solid.
Oh, I bet.
That is the strongest human being I've ever encountered.
He can push.
Yes.
When I think of an offensive lineman too, I want like that mean streak, that edge.
Nice guy off the field, on the field, mean.
Like you think of some of the linemen that we've had since I've been here that when the lines have not been great, and part of the issue I think is like a little too nice.
Yeah.
Like you don't see them like. I wasn't afraid of some of these guys.
Yeah.
You want to be a little bit afraid, I think, of like a really good offensive lineman.
Yes, you do. I think that's
like you think of that Cowboys offensive line from a couple years ago.
Really good.
A guy like Travis Frederick, you're like a little bit afraid of him.
You're a little
His
afraid.
beard, you're like, oh my god, are you going to hurt
Part
me?
of the offensive lineman lore with the history of the Broncos is that they didn't talk to the media.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of like that, kind of just like, we're just here to just dominate.
Right.
We don't care about anything else.
Right. Like our dear friend Lloyd Cushenberry.
Very nice.
Very
He's a little
nice.
bit too nice.
I'm not going to disrespect him like that, but like I'm not afraid of Lloyd.
Yeah. I will say Lloyd Cushenberry thought that the Boston Celtics were going to win the NBA final. I had to tell him
You were right. You were right.
Yeah.
Well, we love Lloyd here, so there will be no Lloyd slander.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean that.
And then Lastly, right tackle.
Yeah, I took Evan Mathis.
I took Matt Lepsis. You took Evan Mathis.
That's a nod to you. I'll say that you.
Well, I had the
But
first pick.
overall, the line. I feel pretty
So you
solid
like your
with the
line.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like my line. I like my wide receivers, and I like my running back. And I think that quarterback is a kind of a wash. Maybe a slight nod to you. So,
But I think I have the best player on the field.
John Elway.
Best skill player in Shannon Sharp.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll see what
probably.
the fans say.
Yeah. We'll see what the fans
I think it's pretty even,
It is pretty even.
which is, what should happen.
The wide receiver was an interesting exercise just because after you get through the first like four or five, you know, then you're like kind of like, okay, who you could go in a lot of different
ways.
Yeah.
More about skill set there.
Yeah.
Like if I can put Rod
Because
and
I
Brandon
think-
Marshall on the outside.
If we were doing like a depth chart, we would have picked all the same guys.
Yeah.
Except maybe a wide receiver is the one spot where you're like, I don't know who this second guy is. The only other person who I had written down here was Chris Cooper.
Okay, yeah, for
I
guard.
thought could have been
Potential
Chris Cooper
guard.
could have been in there and play at guard.
I had Paul Howard as a potential guard.
Got it.
Older player, of course. Top 100 team member, 50th anniversary team member.
But all the other guys I had, the same.
I had Riley Odoms as the tight
tight
end
end.
over Julius Thomas.
Okay.
And then we mentioned, of course, Ken Lanier there instead of Evan Mathis.
Yeah.
That's a fun little exercise.
Yeah.
I'm interested to
It's a
see. I
little
don't think there's
off-season.
a clear winner here. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
So it is, I think, interesting too. Just to go back, I went tight end to start. Then you went Nalen.
I went nailing.
I went Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Then you went TD. Then there was a run. We did
wide receivers.
wide receivers. Then you went to guard with Schlereth. Then finally we got to quarterback, and then we kind of
finished up.
It is, again, I just think it's really interesting that quarterback.
Well, this organization,
lasted so long.
yeah, there's just two elite, and
Yeah.
then there's like another little section there where there's quality player.
Right. The real interesting thing would be if you had said you can't take Peyton or John.
Oh,
Who do you take then? Russ.
well, he hasn't played ever. He hasn't played yet.
Well, you
But
take a
yes,
flyer.
The career, yes, Russ would be right there. But if you didn't take Russ, I think probably Jake Plummer, Craig Morton.
Yeah. Charlie Johnson.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about who even else. Yeah, those would be.
Tripucka, obviously.
Yeah, those would be the. Jay Cutler
Yeah.
had a nice career.
Trevor
Played
Siemian.
in the league a while. Trevor, I don't think would be
Trevor.
on this list,
Could be nice, though.
unfortunately. All right, so yeah, let us know who you think. Which team would you rather have there take the field? All-time Broncos team lining up for one season.
Yeah.
See what happens.
It sounds like you are going to ground and pound. You're going to run them.
TD,
You're going to
and
run
I
the
got
ball.
a good line.
Yeah.
But I also have Peyton Manning.
I'm going to throw it around.
I'm also Peyton
Shannon is just going to – you better prioritize linebacker or safety when we pick our defense.
See, I thought that you were gonna go with John, so I was like, I need a good offensive line in front of Peyton.
Oh, okay. That was to me the hardest decision, obviously. Peyton or John.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a little bit biased.
I know you are.
Do you know what I mean?
And I did feel bad
John is-
taking John from you.
No, that's okay. I do think that like eras obviously have so much to do with when you pick somebody. You know what I mean?
I will say
If you
John's
put John Elway in this era of football, he would be the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, without a question.
well, in John's
Like, he just played in such a
game, if you're
different era.
it's a whole year, you're trying to get to the playoffs, you're trying to win a Super Bowl. John knew how to win.
He wins.
John got to a lot of Super Bowls.
And
Obviously won
when
2
it was
Super
like
Bowls.
clutch time, he had that gene. Some
just-
people say
there's
a
sometimes-
clutch gene. You believe in a clutch gene?
I do.
You do.
Sometimes Peyton in the playoffs, you were just like, what happened?
Oh, you think so, huh? Wow.
Not a lot,
That's the first
just-
time I've
not
ever
just-
heard you say something like that. It is. That's the first time ever you've said
It's just,
something
you're going
like
to
that.
remember this day.
Wow. I didn't think that was inside of you, but apparently it is. Yeah. Shocked, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, John won. I mean, just an incredible talent.
Yeah.
And if you put him in today's game of no defense and you can't touch the quarterback,
Wow.
I mean, guys would literally try to hunt him
Yeah.
and, like, hurt him.
Literally.
That was a different game.
Different era.
Yeah. If you couldn't breathe on him, he would have just.
Who's your first? Do you get first pick for defense?
I think so.
Do you want to give people a hint of who you're going to take?
Justin Simmons. No, I don't know. Interesting that we didn't pick any current Broncos.
Pat
players.
Surtain.
Is that a bad thing?
I mean, who would you pick?
I think that you could say maybe eventually, like a guy like Cortland could be in that conversation.
Yeah, but he's not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
I think you gotta defer
There
to
is no
people that have done this.
Yeah. There's no like established
Like there's a chance that
superstar on this Broncos offense.
maybe not like one season, but you could like Russell could have a more like a
Longer
tenured. He could end up with better
success.
numbers than Peyton because
In a Broncos
if he
uniform.
plays here longer.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
He
Maybe
could.
if you do this in 10 years,
possible.
you're like Russ is the second. I mean, he would have to be
possible.
incredible. Obviously, win at least a Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's possible.
Like I would think.
Who else?
Yeah.
There's not really anybody
Nobody
else.
Now, defensively,
Maybe some of the offensive linemen could eventually.
which we'll talk about next week, I do think you could argue that like a Justin Simmons could be in that
some
safety
good
mix.
Safeties.
There are. This team has some really
It's
good
hard.
safeties.
Surtain might have a chance
Yeah.
because you got to pick two cornerbacks.
Yeah.
So Surtain has a chance. He's like, if you ask me, like on the defensive side of the ball, who could be a future Hall of Famer? He's the guy who comes right to mind.
Of course.
Could be.
Yeah. Justin is like
played 1 year.
Justin is a definite Ring of Famer, I think already.
Yeah.
I don't think his career is like on the path to be a Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Well, you just need a lot of Pro Bowls, All Pros.
Yeah, you do have to.
He's
You
in
have to
his-
have a lot of team.
he's in his
success,
7th year.
I feel like you have to have a lot of
Yeah.
notoriety.
What does our
You have
friend
to
Jeff
just
Legwald say?
get
The
on.
hardest thing is for a defensive player on a losing team. That's the hardest path to make the
And
Hall
the
of Fame.
safety position. While it's been getting a lot of guys into the Hall of Fame now, it's hard to do it.
I hope Justin makes it. That'd be cool.
Like his notoriety on a national level would have to
Really
significantly
increase.
increase. Yeah. Because even a guy like Steve, everybody knew Steve.
Right. Well, because
And
he
it
just
still took
hit
him a
the
long
crap
time.
out of people.
Yeah, and there was a lot of team success. He made huge plays in in Super Bowl 32. I mean, you're just talking about, and it took him a long time to
Right.
get in. So like
I don't even know that Tyrann Mathieu is going to make it, and he's
might
a
not.
really
he's won a
he's
Super
had
Bowl.
that success and those accolades. We'll get to the defense.
Yeah, we'll get to the defense. It's hard to make it on defense, but yeah. So okay, any shout outs you'd like to get to here, Eric?
Oh, I had one and I lost it.
Oh really?
Well, yeah. In the meantime, we'll do a shout out for Liz Gerald's.
Yeah, of course.
Just doing some great community work.
Yeah. She's been out in the community, back in the office,
Yeah, back.
doing work.
Just so much work.
Let's see what else. I kind of said it earlier, but shout out to Rob Gronkowski. He had a tremendous career. I think that he had a lot of success against the Broncos.
He did.
That's why I'm like, let's give the guy some due.
That guy.
Really talented. Had a lot of big games against the
That
Broncos.
AFC Championship just never felt over because Gronk was just like doing whatever he wanted.
There was a couple of plays where you were like, he's going to throw the ball to Gronk, and it just didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Particularly a 4th down play on the final drive and the touchdown. You just knew what was going to him, and it didn't matter. And even the tip ball on the 2-point conversion
Going to Gronk.
going to Gronk.
People are all over Gronk.
And it
That
didn't
guy.
matter. He was just insane.
And he could celebrate. He could party.
Insane. He had a nice spike.
He did.
Good little spike there. But yeah, anybody else? Oh, Dalton Reisner got married. We could do a
Shout out to Dalton.
Reisner.
I had one, but I can't remember
They
what it
got
was.
married.
Shout out to Arch Manning.
Arch Manning going to Texas.
Going to Texas. That's
I
big.
thought for sure CU was in the mix.
Yeah. I heard Northwestern
Northwestern?
just missed the cut.
Yeah.
Their NIL money wasn't as good.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to compete in that market in the Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
market, You know, it's like Everything's all Cubs.
That's true.
What are you gonna do?
Maybe I'll remember my shout out for next week.
Yeah.
Someone did something that I was going to give them credit for, but I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
From the Broncos?
I don't know. It's hard to narrow it down when I have literally zero idea what it was about.
This is good.
Oh, I was going to I remember what it was.
There you go.
I was going to shout out our friend Michael McQuaid
Oh yeah,
from the Irish NFL show. Got a full-time job
covering the NFL.
Covering the
He was a
NFL.
producer.
Yeah.
What company was it that he was going to work for?
Why don't you tell us?
It's your shout out. That's why I sort
I
of,
like to share the stage.
sometimes you like to start traveling down the path. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you're rattled.
Yeah, you start going down
Just
on
go
the
to
journey.
go to
You start the journey.
at Michael McQuaid.
There you go. You shout out his
Traditional
story.
spelling.
He's got traditional spelling. Yeah. Of course, he's probably very excited about the London trip.
I think he's also excited for the Cats and Cornhuskers to face off in Ireland in August. A classic Irish battle.
Yeah. The
Fitzgerald.
You're gonna
Classic
you gotta-
Irish name.
Yeah. That's gonna be-
Patty.
Are you gonna go for that?
No,
or-
I'm not.
Cornhuskers.
You could not pay me enough money to go watch Northwestern score 3 points in Ireland.
Yeah. I guess it just depends on what the grass situation is. If it's nice and long,
Nice
they
and
got
long, maybe they
good
got a chance.
Yeah, they got a good chance.
Yeah, I have no idea who even is starting at quarterback. I've really
You're out.
Yeah.
You're
Who's CU's quarterback?
Soured. I believe Brandon Lewis.
Oh,
Yeah.
from
They
last
also-
year or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also have a guy who transferred from Tennessee, got hurt last year. J.T. Shroud, or sounds about right.
CJ Stroud? Isn't that the Ohio State guy?
Yeah,
Not him.
not that guy. No,
Got
no,
it.
no.
Okay.
No.
You know what?
He's
We don't
got
have to
a
worry
big arm.
about quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks.
We don't have to worry about any quarterbacks coming out of the draft or anything like that.
Oh yeah, you mean for our guy? Our
Correct.
schools. Yeah. Something magical would have to take place, I think.
Magical or like terrible?
Oh, you mean for the Broncos to worry about?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about for our
Oh
schools.
no!
Our schools
for the
having
Broncos.
Got it. I thought you talked about our schools
No,
getting
no,
a guy drafted.
no.
Yeah.
Broncos. Something terrible would have to happen.
Yeah.
I'm knocking on wood that doesn't
Please
happen.
knock on wood. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think that's going to do it. We'll do our defense next week. But I think for this episode, that's probably about good. I think, for this
I think it's
episode.
nice.
For Eric Dahl, I'm Phil Milani. You've been listening to
The Neutral Zone.